Alright. Now I'm going to be talking about my favorite Mega Man game, Mega Man 7. This franchise was introduced to me when it first came out when I lived in my hometown. A friend of my brother's came over. He had the game. I don't know if he bought it or rented it, but whenever I was introduced to a game that actually goes by the rule that you can select whatever level you wanted to go to, I got blown away by that. But I didn't get blown away by the game at first. Mainly because we were all kind of terrible at it. No matter who we chose to, we couldn't even get to a Robot Master. Then the next day when he came over again, this time I got to see Bomb Man, because they were able to get to him, but they even beat him. But I guess we didn't know whose weapons were other weaknesses at that time. But after that, we moved, and then my brother went out one night and he came home with Mega Man 2. I was a little excited. I was excited, but no, I was excited. But even though I wasn't that good at the first game, still, it was a new game. We popped it in. We went to Metal Man immediately. We didn't even know anything about the Metal Blades. We did after we beat him, and we became addicted to that weapon. The Metal, yeah, I will definitely say Metal Blades are the best weapon in the franchise. Metal Man's not my favorite Robot Master, though. I'll go into that some other time. Okay. Then Mega Man 3 comes out. We loved it. It's the first one I beat. Then 2, then 1, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. Sorry for the pause. Okay, I was waiting for part 7. I knew they were going to do a part 7, but whenever I started getting magazines that actually showed footage of, like, clips or the ads and all that, I was lighting up. And then I got introduced to some of the Robot Masters. The first ones I think they introduced us to were just, I think just Cloud Man and Burst Man. Then a friend of mine, who was also a Mega Man fan, he got one that actually showed all but Shade Man. It didn't really show him too much. I think I just remember seeing a wing or something. I thought it was just a giant bat or something. I didn't finally see him until I rented the game and it came with the instruction manual, because although I did not get to buy the game, which I wanted to do, but unfortunately, no matter where I went, it was not for sale anywhere, but it was available for rent at Blockbuster. So I rented it. I loved it. I got blown away by this game. I just could not believe I was playing a 16-bit Mega Man game after 5 years of 4 years of him not being on Super Nintendo. I understand there's Mega Man X and Mega Man X2, but I'm talking about Mega Man in the main franchise, the main franchise, because I was addicted to Mega Man. I would draw Robot Masters at school after I played the third game. I drew lots of them and lots of them. When Mega Man 4 came out, I'm like, oh, I already drew Skull Man. Oh, they took Drill Man away from me, too. Then Mega Man 5 got, hey, they took Crystal Man, Stone Man, Wave Man, Star Man away from me, too. I already drew those. Mega Man 6 comes out, oh, dang nabbit, I already drew Plant Man. And I also drew, who was the other Robot Master on that game? Oh, yeah, Flame Man. Oh, they took Flame Man from me, too. And then Mega Man 7 comes out, and I lost Spring Man. Of course, I had him more like with boxing glove hands that spring out, and his head was on a spring as well. I had bad drawings. They are terrible. If I ever found those, which I'm pretty sure they're all lost forever, you would probably say, Scott, seriously, this is what you drew? And I'm like, yep, that's what I drew. Yeah. Oh, man, was that fun to do. Always in school looking for papers so I could draw Robot Masters. My mom got worried that I was getting a little too addicted. Because I was. But when I played Mega Man 7, I thought the controls were good, because they respond perfectly. The jump, everything was the same. The jump, the shoot, all that stuff. It was all the same. It was the same. But that's what and I still loved it. If those people complain it didn't offer anything new, it did for me. Okay. This game takes place 6 months after Mega Man 6. When Mega Man defeated Dr. Wily and finally incarcerated him. Of course, Part 6 ends with to be continued, so then you know there's going to be a Part 7. And basically it reveals that Wily already suspected that this could happen, so he had 4 robots tucked away, and if they don't get contacted within 6 months, they go out searching for him. Well, the game has an opening level like Mega Man X and Mega Man X2. Okay, because this came out just a few months before Mega Man X3. Oh god. First, we get an intro with Mega Man, Roll, and Otto on this truck heading towards trying to figure out a way to stop Wily from escaping prison. They hit a dead end. Mega Man gets a helmet, which is just a hard ad. He doesn't like it, so he gets his regular helmet. He then meets Dr. Light and Rush. Then they see the prison being attacked by the 4 robots, and then when it blows up, Wily's UFO comes out of there, so unless they brought pieces of it and put it together and allowed him to get inside it, or Wily constructed a new one while he was incarcerated, or they actually had him in the prison, but when he flies up to where they're at, does the eyebrow motion, and leaves, I'm like, you know, Mega Man, you could just shoot him right there, but he doesn't do that, otherwise it wouldn't be a game. Well, Mega Man goes further, and that's when the level truly begins. You take on the regular enemies, and then you take on this giant robot, which I believe is called Mad Grinder. He's in the opening, the game's opening for the, if you look, the opening cinema before the title screen, and that is freaking huge. But when you play the game, he's been shrunken down. I don't know if it's another one, because I don't know what happened to the gigantic one. Well, he only has, like, 3 attacks. He'll, like, jump, just do the old ground pound to stun you. He'll try and run you down with that giant steamroller, or the bust on his head will come off and spin at you. You just gotta use a Mega Shot or Mega Buster on his head. And he's one of those robots, the more you damage him, the more damage he takes. When he blows up, you go further, that's when you meet bass and treble. Now, for the record, people say bass, but I say bass. And treble, yeah, though I like those names better. And if I'm not saying treble right, please forgive me. That's what I've always said. You take them on, but then Bass basically says he's trying to stop Dr. Wily from escaping as well. You know he's lying. And when you look at him, you look like, this looks like a villain, okay? This does not look like a good guy. I mean, he always has an angry face, which is usually a sign that villains usually have, especially in the Mega Man franchise. Okay, after you duel with him, he takes off. He says you're too weak. Well, he says you're too weak, then he takes off. Then you get to the first 4 Robot Masters. Now, this was the first time Mega Man only had to go against 4 Robot Masters at first. Of course, 4 more show up later. They recycled this in Part 8, but it didn't bother me. I still went with it, because I love Mega Man. Burst Man, to me, is the easiest. He's pretty much always labeled the first one you go to. World of Long Play with him, the Strategy Wiki, or whatever you call it, says start with him. Everyone says start with Burst Man. He's the water-themed robot, but he's also the explosive robot. I almost said restaurant robot. Come on, Scott. Concentrate. His level is the water-themed level with the traditional spikes on the ceiling, spikes on the floor, water that you have to be careful when you jump. You don't go too high, and sometimes the ceiling's a little bit lower, so you gotta make sure you time that jump just right. He has a number of enemies, like these robots that, were based off the robots from Ice Man's level in Mega Man 1, where their heads will detach, but this time they don't have the arms that detach with them. It's just the head comes off, the propeller comes out, and then they come at you. There's also this sphere that explodes, the fish, and that crown that was in Elect Man's level in Mega Man 1, it's back, as well as this helicopter thing with these 3 cannons and 2 missile launchers, I think, on the side. When you destroy the bell, it just flies right off. And also those hard hat creature, the robots with the eyes, I think they're called metas, but I remember reading that they were called Hard Hat Max, and I like that name better. So I'm just going to call them Hard Hat Max, no matter what. Okay, this is the one with the scuba gear, which was introduced, I believe, in Mega Man 4. I believe they were. If they were introduced in Mega Man 3, then I guess I forgot. Okay. There is a crab mini-boss. He basically shoots projectiles out of one claw and it will rise up and come at you, but I can't remember if it has a 3rd attack. Basically, it has spikes on the ceiling, so you gotta make sure you be careful of how high you jump. When you destroy it, you then start floating and everything, because now the surface of the water is bubbling. Apparently, the rule is when that happens, Mega Man will now float to the top instead of just sinking to the bottom. I don't know how that works, but I just go with it. Now, in this level, you find the R, because this time you have to spell Rush's name in order to get the upgrade, in order to get the special upgrade. It's nothing but a combination of the 2 Rush upgrades from Mega Man X6. Mega Man 6, not X6. Scott. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they take those 2 upgrades and just combine them into one with the jetpack and the fish shooting out. Burst Man is pretty easy. He will shoot the danger wrap, which is bubbles with bombs. You get trapped in it. You have to shoot your way out, but you gotta do it before the bomb explodes, because if it explodes, you'll take damage. But you're floating up to the spikes in his level, in his arena. Can't let those get hit you, because you know how spikes kill Mega Man, and as a kid, me and my friends would always joke with Mega Man by saying spikes. Ooh, ooh, you know, because one hit and you're dead. Spikes. Okay. Now, oh goodness. He has that one of those thing that pops out of his head, one of those bubble blowers. I don't know what these do when they hit you, because I don't think I have ever been hit by them. You can just shoot, they spread out, you shoot them, and I think they make smaller bubbles. The reason I say I think is I haven't played this game in a while. I've watched a long play, but to get more familiar with it, before I did this, I even read through a strategy to get more familiar, to try and get all that information I had in my head to get that door open up so I come out for this, but I'm probably still going to forget a lot of stuff, and that sucks. Okay. He also will hit the ground, sending bubbles up at you that will try and take you to the ceiling. That's probably his worst attack, because that's the one that is the most annoying. Now, when you hit him with the Mega Buster, he will jump, bounce back, and all these bombs will come out of him. So you gotta be very careful when you time your jumps. Whenever he shoots the danger rap, the rule is jump, move away, jump, move away, jump, move away, because he always does 3. Hit him with Mega Buster, and then just repeat that over and over again. After you beat him, you get his weapon, the Danger Rap. Then you go to Cloudman stage. Cloudman is the Sky boss, but he's also the Electric boss. Now, when I saw Cloudman, since he didn't have legs, I was always used to Robot Masters having legs, and whenever I saw one that didn't have them, I'm like, I don't know if I'd go for that. It did eventually, when the boss fight against him did change my mind, but yeah, I was always used to Robot Masters having legs. Okay, his level is basically has weather theme to it as well. Like, there's these robots that if you get Freeze Man's weapon, you can come back and shoot them and it will be snowing, but if you don't, it will be raining. And there's these invisible platforms, and of course those birds that drop those eggs that have all those mini birds that were introduced in Mega Man 2, they are back. Oh, goodness. Now, when it comes to that area with the invisible platforms, you don't need Freeze Man's weapon if you know where to jump. But if you come back and get it, the snow will get on top of the platform so you can see them. But use Rush Coil to spring yourself up to one that's up above, and that's where you get the next Rush letter. Then, okay, before you fight him, there is an area where there's this ladder above. Use Rush Coil to go up there, and that's where you meet Proto Man. He gives you a tip, and then he takes off. You have to encounter him 3 times in this game. I believe you have to do it in the order. Okay, next is Cloudman. Cloudman will move to the air, shoot a lightning bolt, come down, make it rain to try and blow you off, because he has 2, his arena, there's 2 pits at the end of each one. He'll also shoot, I believe, electricity on the ground that you have to jump over, and he'll come right at you, and those are his only attacks. But when you use the Danger Rap, he gets trapped, it blows up, he falls down, he just rises back up, and you just gotta repeat that over and over again. You can actually beat him without him ever getting a chance to attack if you do that. Next, Junkman's level. Junkman's level has cockroaches, robot cockroaches, a roach motel. It's also got, goodness, those worm-like things that are just made out of multiple balls that will jump left, jump right, and other enemies as well. His level will probably get on your nerves for a little bit, not too much, because you also have to watch out for pits as well as molted steel. Now, if you have Freeze Cracker, you have to come back later and freeze them. There's one that you actually freeze, and it uncovers a hidden area. And I do believe you get Rush Jet in this level, and another Rush Letter. Now, whenever you get the Junkman, now, in order to get to, Rush Jet, you have to use Cloudman's weapon to activate these things that go up and down. Mainly because the one that takes you up will take you to where the ladder is that takes you to Rush Jet. And you have to come back with Freeze Cracker, I believe, to get the letter. Okay. After that, you take on Junkman. Junkman, I will admit, he looks a lot like Sigma to me. I think they obviously based him off Sigma because of, deadline or something, because they had to develop this game in 3 months. I'm amazed that they actually made a game this awesome in 3 months. But yeah, that's probably the main reason why they had to borrow from previous Mega Man games, like bringing enemies back, recycling all this and that. It never bothered me. Junkman will, of course, do the jump, junk will rain down. He'll pick up a big piece of junk, throw it at you. Then he'll jump on it, create a junk shield, throw the pieces at you. He'll even jump and throw a piece of junk at you. And if I already said that, I apologize for repeating myself. The Thunderbolt is his weakness, but every time you hit him, he breaks apart when he gets electrocuted. But every time you hit him, he'll always repeat doing that jump and throw a piece of junk at you. And which is easy to dodge, so you just gotta do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, until he's dead. Then you get the junk shield. Then you go to Freeze Man's level. This is what I've heard is a recycling. They just recycled Skull Man's level. They just encased it in ice. And I don't care. I love it. I don't mind them bringing this level back. It's cool. And, oh man, you get Rush Search in this as well as another level. Rush Search is probably one of my favorite Rush abilities. All he does is sniff around, barks, then digs up something that can be useful. Now, the exit that you get in order to exit levels you've already beaten is here. I didn't know that until just recently, because I always bought it at Otto's shop. It basically is right at the entrance to Freeze Man's lair. And, well, I forgot about the enemies. The polar bear enemies in this are what I'm mainly going to talk about. I like how they roar, create a big of ice, and just knock it towards you. I wish they would do a little bit more. Like, I wish they would have been one of them would have been a mini boss, because it's kind of like Hot Dog and that cat where they will shoot the hairballs and the fleas in Mega Man 2. Hot Dog is from Mega Man 1. I mean, Mega Man 2. Come on, Scott, this is your favorite franchise of all time. It is. Okay. Freeze Man is my favorite robot master in this game. He'll freeze the floor, which will freeze your feet if you don't jump in time. He can freeze you. He makes it rain icicles. It's so cool. He's got a freaking frozen dinosaur in the background. Well, dinosaur skeleton, I believe. And but the junk shield's his weapon. And I still haven't figured out how junk shield is an ice thing. Robot Master's weakness. Probably because metal does chip ice because they got like an ice pick or something. But I don't care. I still go with it. Even when Robot Master weaknesses never make sense to me, I just go with it. I may question it, but I still enjoy using them against them. Oh, goodness. The music in his level is awesome, but I love Clown Man's music the best. Okay. After that, you get a distress call coming from the Robot Museum. This is where I lit up whenever I saw this in the magazines. When I saw that robot, that big fat robot gesture, but I saw two robots, I believe it was Pharaoh Man and Ring Man in the background. I was like, they're bringing old Robot Masters back? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You do get to see them, you just don't get to fight them except one. You see Heat Man, Blizzard Man. Oh, come on, Scott. Oh, the others are escaping me. But you still get to see a number of them. And then when you get to the arena, Wily leaves with Guts Man, so letting you know you're going to fight him again. The Robot Jester shows up. This thing only has 2 attacks. It just tries to jump into you, and when you shoot its head off, which is its weakness, it just bounces around, so you got to try and avoid getting that. Eventually, it'll reclaim its head. Now, I always use Mega Buster, but I read that Danger Wrap is the weakness, but it's best to use it when you knock the head off, not to try and knock the head off. So use Mega Buster first, then use Danger Wrap. After you do beat him, the other 4 Robot Master Shogun. I knew it was going to be 8. I just didn't know when, but I think it was pretty obvious it was going to be after you defeat the first 4. I can't believe I just said that. Oh, gosh, God, you knew they were going to be 8. You saw them in the manual. You saw them in the magazines. Why are you questioning? Because I just am too camera shy. Look how nervous I am. Okay, now I go to Slash Man's area. The Jurassic Park theme. Of course they're going to do this. Jurassic Park was only 2 years old when this game came out. It's, of course, got robot dinosaurs, a robot T-Rex. You get to jump and ride some to help you jump over pits, but you got to do that cliche where you jump off that one that falls down the pit and get on the next one. There's a mini-boss fight against a giant T-Rex dinosaur that breathes fire, of course. I don't know why, but for some reason they go by the rule that so many games go by the rule that Tyrannosaurus Rex can also breathe fire. Now, there's a jungle area, there's an area with trees in here you'll have to revisit when you ever defeat Turbo Man. But, oh man, of course, and when you do that, you go up there, a ladder gets uncovered, and then you climb up it, and there's Beat in the cage. Beat was introduced in Mega Man 5, and he's always been a helpful companion. He's Dr. Wily's weakness during the final fight in Mega Man 5. Of course, I had first used Mega Buster, and then I used Beat. Beat does so. Beat, take care of Dr. Wily. I'm going to be reading a newspaper. Nah, I ain't going to do that. Okay. Slash Man, to me, is the most annoying boss in the game. He's got a cool design, but yes, I really am not a big fan of this character, mainly because he's just annoying, but still, he's a robot master, so of course I still love him. The slash attack, but this is the one thing that drives me nuts, is when he rains those eggs. If they hit you, you can't do anything except move left or right, and I think you gotta wait until he hits you before you can finally get free from it. He'll slide down the wall and do a charge attack, and that's pretty much his only attacks. If you hit him with a freeze cracker, I hope I'm saying it, that's what it's called, he'll freeze up and then stiff like this, slide a little bit, then break out, and then he'll just repeat his attacks. But yeah, he really is annoying. To me, he was as bad as Shadow Man. Because Shadow Man, it was the robot master that drove me nuts for a long time until I finally realized that top spin is his weakness. Okay, beat him, you get his slash call, then you go to Spring Man, a robot master that everybody heckles because he's a spring, and people are like, oh, you guys must have been running out of ideas. I even said that too, despite the fact I even drew one. But in the end, I got over it and accepted him, and I think he's still a cool robot master. Okay, his level is an amusement park with a lot of springs and spring enemies and spring jack-in-the-boxes that shoot that head up. I don't think it's a boxing glove, I think it's just a steel ball. You have to use one of those to break this wall where you find this bolt in there that you give to Otto. When you give it to him, he slashes his prices at his shop in half. And there was something else there, but I can't remember. Oh, well. Well, now, after the rush letters are all in this area, but the other items that you find in some areas, like the exit, the energy balancer, I think that's what it's called, and the mega punch for the rush adapter. And there's one more thing, but I forgot what it is. But anyway, you can still buy all those at Otto's shop, but if you find, or you can find them for free. And when you take on Spring Man, this was a time when I got introduced to something that I haven't seen before in a Mega Man game. Using a wrong robot weapon against a robot master, it actually enhances him. When we used Thunderbolt on him and he got enhanced and magnetized, I got blown away by that because I've never seen that before in a Mega Man game. Yeah, but he will just jump up, try and punch you twice. He'll throw springs that bounce around, and I think that's really about it. He's got a third attack, but I can't really remember it. And oh god, I hate it when I do that. Everybody hates it when that happens. The slash claws is the weapon. If you hit him with that, he just bounces, jumps up, throws the two punches, drops down, lets you slash him, and just repeats that over and over again. He gives you the wild coil, which is two bouncing springs that go from the V side, and you can actually charge them where you can throw out bigger ones. Okay, now we go to Shade Man. He's got the best level in the game to me. I love the Halloween theme, the Ghosts and Goblins theme. He's got another mini-boss. He's got a mini-boss too, which is a jack-o'-lantern. He's also got the zombies, the helmet robots, the robots that transform into wolves. He's got the bubble baths, but I think those are also in a Slash Man level, but I can't really remember. Okay, Shade Man is the vampire-themed robot master. He's also a sound robot master, but I will admit, I never liked the fact that they called him Shade Man. I understand why, but I still would have just said, guys, just call him Vampire Man or Nosferatu Man. You don't have to call him Shade Man. Well, he basically takes to the air. He'll bite Mega Man, suck his energy out, and use it to refill his. He'll use the Noise Crush, which just bounces back, and he'll charge out a bigger one. He'll charge out something else. I think it bounces off the ground. Oh, God, I hate it when I forget. But if you use the wild coil against him when he flies to the air, hit him with it when he's flying, he'll drop down, then he'll just try and take to the air again. Hit him again, he'll just take to the air again, hit him again, and that rinse, rather repeat. Okay, the jack-o'-lantern robot can be destroyed in two ways. First, either the eyes, which makes it blow up against the wall, or the mini jack inside, which makes it blow up the ground. Go to the wall, you'll see a portrait of Dr. Wily. Use Rush Search, and you get the energy balancer, which means you can finally, I believe it's for collecting energy, for weapon energy. Without having to select to it, it will just fill up the one that is the shortest and go in that order. But if you go down, The hidden room with Proto Man is hidden in the wall, but you have to wait till you find a Proto Man the second time before you can go back. So this is a level you will have to revisit. Of course, you also have to revisit Slash Man's level, because after you beat Turbo, if you go in the order that I'm going in, you will have to need Turbo Man's weapon to go to Slash Man so the order to get beat. Okay. Now, when you go to Turbo Man's level, cool level, annoying enemies. Yeah, the rubber tires that are on the ceiling are annoying. That robot that drives that diesel, I don't really go much for him because he is pretty annoying, but it is pretty cool that whenever you get behind him, he'll actually back up. You gotta watch out for the fire that comes out of the walls, which was something that was introduced in Mega Man 2 and Quick Man's level, only with lasers. Oh, God, how do I remember that? You get on a diesel that's shooting missiles, and the diesel has a face. You destroy it, and then you go take on Turbo Man, the first transforming robot. Second favorite robot master in the game. He's got the Scorch Wheel, the transforming in the car. He'll try and suck you into him. And he also, I heard, I haven't never did this, but if you hit him with Thunderbone, he'll enhance. If you hit him with the Noise Crush, I think that's what it's called, he always will just transform in the car, drive. Of course, you have to time it perfectly well. You just can't jump too early. You gotta wait till you hear that motor sound before he'll start driving. Beat him. Now, Proto Man, okay, Proto Man is also hidden here as well. He gives you another tip. But whenever you do that, that's when you go back to Shade Man's level. You find him through that third time. You take him on. You defeat him. He gives you his shield as a reward. I never use it, but I still enjoy getting everything in this game. Okay, now we get the big reveal. Bass and Treble were working for Dr. Wily, and Dr. White was working on these enhancements for Mega Man, but after, before you fight Shade Man, you encounter Bass and Treble. Bass was defeated by Shade Man, and he says something that I never thought I was read in the Mega Man game. He says a bad word. It's the D word. Of course, you have to have the Super Nintendo version in order to have access to that, because they censored it later on with him saying dang. I got the Super Nintendo version, so I get the privilege of hearing the bad word in the Mega Man game. I only got the game, I don't have the manual and box. Okay. Of course, this was obviously predictable. Why this is pretty much the big reveal is what the plot was is get Bass and Treble to earn Mega Man's trust to get him in Dr. White's lab so we can steal the enhancements he was going to give to Mega Man and Rush and then use it on those two. And Bass is like calling Mega Man out, so now you gotta go to Dr. Wily's castle. The first area just does has all the enemies in the game, regular enemies. You get to the end, now it's time to take on Guts Man. I was actually shocked he was the first boss in Dr. Wily's castle. I was expecting him to be like the final boss or second to the last boss. No, he's the first boss in Wily's castle. He's enhanced, he's got the tread wheels, the big claw arm. He now jumps. The chunk thing falls down, he tries to ram it into you, and oh man, did they make him a lot harder. This is actually better than the version of him in the first game. Slash Claw is his weakness. Yeah, the Slash Claw can also destroy that giant block that he sends down. And also, you gotta watch out that the ceiling gets lower as the battle progresses, so you gotta beat him in a time, which means you got a timer to beat him. So after you defeat him, that giant arm breaks off. He blows up, and then Mega Man defeats Guts Man for the second time. So this was the first rematch. If you don't count the Doc robots in Mega Man 3, because legally they just got the powers of the Robot Masters for Mega Man 2, this is when you finally got to fight an old Robot Master, only enhanced. It was awesome. But to me, he was a little bit too early. The next level is basically has a robotic turtle. You can easily figure that out, because you see robot turtles all over the place in the level. It's based off Gamera. He shoots stuff out of his mouth and he flies off, leaving this like army base where these mini turtles come out. Wild Coil is the weakness. You have to shoot the head. But when it comes to that part with the little turtles, just use Junk Shield to get rid of them very easily. And oh man, we go to the third level. This is a boss that okay, out of all the bosses in this game, this one is the one I'm not that big on. It shoots missiles that you gotta jump on. It's constantly chasing. It's just a giant skull on this thing. Well, not a skull, it's like a face. I don't know what it's based off of, but it looks weird. It comes at you in the coming at you from behind. You gotta keep moving forward. You basically use slash call against it. You can jump on it, watch out for this laser, and also, I think it comes right at you, but I can't remember the third attack. I hate it when that happens, like I keep saying. This is the weakest boss in the game to me, because once, I was like, I wish they would have just given us another Robot Master boss fight. Now, in the first level, you do take on Bass. Second area, you do take on Bass. This time he merges with Treble to have the rush adapter himself. You find him in an area you can actually jump higher, because I think they got, like, fans on the ground. I wish they would have just done this in the third level, and just for that giant robot face, just thrown that out the window and just had Bass and Treble here. Like, round one, he attacks you by himself, then he merges with Treble, so it would be a two-stage boss fight. That would have been a better idea. Okay, we get to the final area. You can do the rematch against all the Robot Masters. Do the same strategies. Then you go and take on the Wily Machine 7. Okay, I call these things the Skull Vehicles. I like the Skull Walker. And, yeah, he's pretty easy. Just shoot the head, get underneath him when he jumps. When he shoots out the mini ones of it, don't even bother. Just jump over them and let them go off screen. But when you destroy that thing, you then take on the hardest boss in the franchise, the Wily Capsule. It only has 2 attacks, but one of them is freaking annoying as heck. It shoots out... Okay, when the capsule appears, this robot can will pull this cape off, revealing that it's hiding in a sheet that actually blends in with the background. It's pretty cool. It shoots out these 4 energy things. Now, one of them's a lightning bolt, one of them... Okay, lightning, ice, fire. Ice will freeze you and allow, then he shoots this electrical spark that spreads 4 on the ground. If you get frozen, they'll hit you. If you get hit with the fire, you'll start burning, but they don't hurt you. The spark is the only one that won't stun you, but I read it does cause the most damage. Wild Coil and Freeze Cracker are the only 2 weapons in the game that I know that hurt him. And yeah, you are going to need all 4 of your energy tanks, and you're going to need that one tank that fills up your energy and all your weapons to take this battle on, because this thing is freaking hard. I remember when we first got to it, we couldn't beat it, but then I didn't give up. I got all those energy tanks, I got that capsule that fills up everything, and I tried and tried, and I beat that game back in, it was 96, I think, when that happened, or it may have still been 95. So when I rented it, I beat it. When I bought it in the late 90s, I beat it. When that Anniversary Collection came out, I beat it. And those are the only 3 times I've played through and beat the game. But, yes, that final battle is hard, but the final battle against Dr. Wily in Mega Man 7 is my all-time favorite final boss fight in a video game. That's how much I love that. The difficulty is what makes it fun, and by making me love it. I'm like, finally a Mega Man game that actually has a hard final boss, because all the boss fights with Dr. Wily in the previous games were really not that hard. The most difficult one I probably would say is the Skull Jet from Mega Man X4. Before you take on one in the final battle, when you do the rematch against all the Masters, the Skull Jet, that one was driving me nuts for a while. It took me 2 months to beat Mega Man 4 whenever we got that game. Okay, and this one was driving me insane, but it was still an enjoyable way. I just loved it. And this is what won me over, and this is the reason why I call Mega Man 7 my favorite one in the series. It's because of that final battle, a fun game with a challenging final boss. That's what I want. I always want the final boss to be the hardest boss in the game. That's what makes me love this game so much. Mega Man 8 unfortunately didn't do that, and even though I didn't love the game, it ended up at that time being my least favorite Mega Man game, so I considered it a lackluster sequel, but I still loved it. Just didn't like Mega Man's voice in that game, though. No one liked Mega Man's voice in that game. And when you beat Dr. Wily, Mega Man has had it. He's getting ready to kill him, but Bass and Treble show up, and eventually Mega Man comes to his senses and realizes, wait, I was about to murder a guy. The ending is mainly him walking away from Dr. Wily's castle as it blows up in the background. Then you get it treated to the end credits, all the Robot Masters, what they do, and tell you what number they are. And that's it. Mega Man 7. Good memories, worth the wait. Shocks me that it only took 3 months to make. Great controls. Great game. My favorite one in the series. The Mega Man franchise, the Mega Man 1 through 11, are my all-time favorite games. You ask me what my all-time favorite game is, I'm going to say the Mega Man series. If you frown at me and say, can't you pick one, I'm going to say the Mega Man franchise, or series. I'm always going to say that. I'm not that guy that picks only one game. If there's a franchise that I love, I will say that franchise. Well, if you're watching this, what's your favorite Mega Man game? Is it 2, or is there another one that you really enjoy? I'm pretty sure Metal Blades is your favorite weapon, but what's your favorite Mega Man game? What's your favorite Robot Master? What's your favorite franchise? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, thanks. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I'm not going to hold a grudge. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.